Brilliance Audio.
Lesbian Love Story, a Memoir in Archives, by Amelia Possanza. Performed by the author. I have been lucky enough in my life to fall in love 3 times. First with water, then with stories, and finally with lesbians. It was easy to share those first 2 loves. I come from a family of storytellers, and even my enemies on the swim team loved the water. That last love, though, left me lonely. My middle school classmates claimed they would recognize a lesbian if they saw one. A lesbian would wear Doc Martens and cargo pants and would walk out onto the street in broad daylight with a bare face and nails clipped short. If you asked a lesbian to look at those nails, you'd watch their hand curl into a claw, not stretch out the way a real woman would admire her manicure. Under a full moon, you might find a lesbian awake at midnight, talking to cats and casting spells. If you got too close, you might be struck by a lesbian's hatred of men. Had everyone learned all this when I was stuck at home with strep throat? The only person I had ever seen who resembled this mythical lesbian was a woman in a photograph I had been shown during a first-grade psychology experiment. A visiting researcher had separated the girls, in matching plaid jumpers and Mary Janes, from the rest of the class. She spread a series of glossy photos across the craft table. "Which of these women is the most beautiful?" she asked. There is no right answer. I only glanced at the woman in the ball gown. I skipped over another in strappy heels and a tulle skirt. Finally, I found her. When called on, I pointed at a black and white photo of a figure in a flannel and ripped jeans. Everyone, researcher included, looked at me with concern. I realized too late I had been the only one to choose her. I wondered if she was a drug addict or something worse, and if this was proof I might become one too. Mostly grown and living in New York City, I still rarely spotted other lesbians. I joined a queer swim team, but it was full of gay men who didn't recognize me. After a grueling ocean swim at Coney Island, a whiskered teammate asked if I wanted to have kids. "No. Are you a lesbian or something?" "I'm on a gay swim team." I had a cat and Doc Martens. I kept my nails short. "I just don't think about women," he apologized. "I mean, I don't think about women like that, as having a sexuality." I was furious. I had always found both solace and freedom in the water, like many queer people before me, and I was surprised he could not see how we shared this. How much could I blame him, though? If I had yet to find role models who could show me how to live, where would he have seen a lesbian? I craved more than simple stereotypes. I wanted stories and heroes that would explain to my teammate how to recognize us. More moments of private intimacy and public recognition. More reflections that rendered my own image visible. Simply put, I wanted more lesbians. There, on the sizzle of sand, I resolved to become a collector of lesbians. I took as my inspiration Herman Melville's Sub-Librarian, who opens Moby Dick not with the famous line, "Call me Ishmael," but with a series of miscellaneous extracts about whales. This imaginary archivist appears to have gone through the long Vaticans and street stalls of the earth, picking up whatever random allusions to whales he could anyways find in any book, affording a glancing bird's-eye view of what has been promiscuously said, thought, fancied, and sung of Leviathan. I vowed to follow in his footsteps, to scour libraries and archives and the street stalls of the internet, to put together a record of everything that has been said, thought, fancied, and sung of lesbians. I was certain that if I uncovered enough lesbians in history, they would reveal a message or a lesson, a blueprint of how I might build my own life. Lesbians, I suspected, would have something to teach us all about love.